Okay, here we are. Welcome to Echotraders. It is 11, almost 11:30 Thursday, and we're just going to lengthen this here little guy out here. Trade that we're watching on ES. There we go. So we'll get rid of that disclaimer. So we're going to show you ES. You can see the YM. The YM, we're looking for this here yellow and black dotted line right here. Okay, that's the chart on your right-hand side. My name is Dale Elliott. I want to pop over to the CL in a moment, but we're going to show you ES. ES this morning, I know the chart's just a little bit messy. I didn't clean it up. This is a support area. Dave had support there, and I accidentally removed it. It's this here shaded area here that the market is retesting right now. We're looking for 1800.00, and I'll show you the next target below down is, just move the whole thing up the hill here, if it'll go. Okay, so 1787.25. If we can break one, we aim for the next one. So that's what we're looking at on there. And I want to pop over to your CL. We did a recording yesterday. However, the audio was broke up. Started out really nice. This is also retesting. The target area for yesterday was 26.26. You can clearly see the market did not go to this target yesterday. It came here today. But nevertheless, our other target on the video was 2689. You can clearly see it didn't make it during session hours. It made it after hours. The market closes here. You get into a margin call, but it did make that next target within that time frame, just not within our trading session day traders. So resistance took place and then was retested once again here this morning. Nice targets to the upside. You did, however, have to change direction to stay with the trend. And then targets yesterday reached today and are being retested as we speak. So that's it for the CL. So look for that's more or less a recap. YM almost to that target. It should get there before I finish the video here. And the ES in the center, not quite to its target. It has a little more work to do to get to that next target. And we want to see a nice 1800.00 and beyond. And we'll see if we can hang on to something beyond. All right, we'll come back, keep you updated. I'll quickly go through that once again. I guess I was muted. On the left, CL has reached that 26.22 area that we talked about it retesting, and put in that double bottom and ran away to the upside. ES in the center, not quite going to target yet, 1800.00 and beyond. If we can hang on to it, it is in this here shaded support area where I have the crosshairs and that little pen style. That is a support area. Looks like it's going to retest resistance. The YM making it to the caution area here. Let me grab a zero or an arrow. An arrow looks like that. All right, just making it there. And we put the auto fib on there real quick, and we're talking about the blue line that I had highlighted in black stones here, coming down, and the market trying to, this is a bit of an engulfing candle, trying to reach up and tag that blue line. And we're saying that this here, right here, at 15,538 is where we expect the market to pull back to, reach that target area, and the EMA be at that target area, waiting for it. This year, the crosshairs are on this here, 15525. Sorry, the audio was muted. And I'll throw that fib on there one more time. I'll take it off here. It's the easiest fib you'll ever use. Ninja Trader. You just double tap here, and it'll go on at your, and it's an easy fix for fib placement that you ever did see. And all you're doing is using one swing and a swing high and a swing low, and you're just measuring for that pullback, and you'll look for the market to reach that. Now, entry for that counter trend, and that you'd have to be very brave, because we're looking for targets beyond where this here yellow arrow came to, and we're looking for a retest of that. If it puts in a support area here, you'd be looking at 15,488. And then go to target. So this year's going to step you sideways for a little bit, but this year, larger green buy candle means that we're going to get that pullback. So you must lock in your money, not to give it all back. We'll come back, keep you updated. Okay, let's do a quick update here. We were looking for the market on the YM to reach up to that yellow arrow. We turned that yellow arrow to blue. On that market, it did pull back a little higher, and it made a little double top up here. Sorry about the birds. Okay, so we're looking for this year market to retest that area and beyond. We know that it'll have trouble roughly right here at 15,489. If while we're recording, the market reaches there and stumbles and pulls back, it's understandable, because we know that it's supposed to happen. Left-hand side, CL chart. Notice anything? Notice that little blue line here on the CL. Same type thing. The market pulled back there, just that the EMA wasn't down there. So in this case, this is a wonderful place to take some of your position off, and the rest would get stopped in the money. This is too much to give back from 27.28 all the way back down here to 80, 88, 27, what did we say? 27.28 to 88 is $400. It's too much to give back, so that's why you get stopped in roughly here someplace. So we want to touch base on the YM in particular. For the market to continue to go to short targets down here, we had mentioned your next stumbling area here. The market has to continue to take out the lows, and it is doing so, but very meticulously. So we'll just have to hang on. On the center chart, the ES, we had mentioned this shaded area here is a support area, and you can see how much support. That's quite a bit of support there to get to our larger targets to the downside. The market has to, of course, continue to take out the lows. So the resistance line of the SMA is down. So we'll see. And so that's a, whoops, is down. There we go. And that is a lower high here. So we'll see if this holds as resistance and continues to take out the lows. Here's the next low right here. I'll put a temporary arrow higher. Now that is a higher low. So we'll look for that diagonal, and we'll put that on the chart in a second. So we're just looking for that diagonal to be retested. That's a diagonal there. And you'll notice that same blue line right here at 1809.75. That's a confluence target area. So notice on the YM chart, I have the crosshairs on YM chart. This here little red dash arrow, we had mentioned the market should stumble right there. Well, stumble it did. The bulls pushed the market right back up. Didn't change that candle into green, but they're certainly having fun with the next one. It's beginning to be an engulfing candle, and we'll look to retest approximately right here. And you don't want to see it go any higher than that. The EMA should reach there. Now we could be just up here to the 50, which is approximately right in here at 15.514. So lots of expansion and contraction. And momentum on the MACD, look on the right-hand chart, momentum on the MACD slightly below zero. We were talking about a swing line break. Well, that's it. The black histogram follows through to the downside. No more long targets. It's counter trend. Hang on if you can. Okay, in the room, it is now 3 minutes after 1 Thursday afternoon. We had talked about this red arrow on your YM chart, that the market would stumble. Not only did it stumble, we did mention it is a support area. Well, at support, it's okay to go long. And we'll just open up this here chart, and then we'll take a look at your other one. So, do we run all the way back up to S&R? Well, I don't believe we will, but who knows, eh? The cross on the MACD says, hey, that's where your resistance is. The market loves to trade from support to recheck that resistance, even if it looks like it's counter trend. Well, if you look at this whole market, it's just sideways action. That's not unusual. This is a resistance SMA. That's a SMA 50. And the market is tackling that. You'll look for this here little yellow horizontal right here at 15,563 to become temporary support to targets. We talked about this here little swing fib here. You'll look for a resistance area somewhere between 15,587 and 620. 587 and 620, about 23 ticks. That's $115 if it reaches that high. We talked about the SMA being a resistance area because we're tackling it from the bottom side. Okay, let's see if it holds. And let's look at your other markets while we're here. So the ES in the center of your chart, let's take a larger look at that. We were looking for targets of 1800.00. That's your yellow arrow right here. And we had mentioned this is a support area, this shaded area. And support it is. We wanted to see a retest of our white diagonal. It didn't quite get down there. We wanted it to blow down through there. The support area held as support. It's an inverted, small inverted head and shoulders. And right back up to the SMA in black stones there. So we know that if the market can make it all the way back up through, and it's going to stumble right here where it is right now at 1821.75. Next stumble place is 26 even, 1826.00 or 25, which would be 1/4. Either one of those. Same as the YM stumbling on its way down, this year market should stumble on its way back up. However, ES and YM do trade very similar. Target, money off target here this morning was 1806.50. Market came to 1806.50. And slightly below, about 4 points exactly. 4 points, $100. All right, let's look at your CL. We'll do an update on that. Sorry about the birds. They do live here. All right. Wacky as birds. Okay, resistance area shaded here on the CL. We had talked about that, and the retest of that. The CL market is continuing to put in lower highs. Be very careful at trading long here. This year, little blue line here, 27.18, has a money off emblem and a yellow arrow. You can see if you did not take that money off that you're giving it all back, about $500 so far. So it's a great idea to take some of the position off, stop in the rest, manage it, and take what the market will give. So it's a very good idea to take that money. Look for the extra 6 ticks. So 27.18, I'll put the crosshairs on. Here it went. So it went 10 extra ticks. We always suggest you look for 6. Resistance, the caution area at 27.24 holds. All right. Going to retest that double bottom now. Okay, we're going to do an update. It is now 2 o'clock, Thursday afternoon. The YM on the right-hand side, we're going to work from the right to the left instead of left to right, has reached this here resistance area to the upside. I'll put an A on the crosshair so you can follow it. Resistance area is dropping. We have that double top, another little double top, moving average alignment to the downside. They cannot get up above the 0 on the MACD, so the EMA cannot cross the SMA to the upside. Retesting support area. We'll talk more about this. On the very left-hand side, you have CL. We were looking at this here small double bottom here, and we could zoom in on this here chart. Just one sec. We had a small double bottom right about here. Whoa, that's not zoom tool. Let's try the zoom tool again, once again. And this here should work this time. So this here, I'll put the crosshair on here and with the small line. Just right here, this here was a little mini double bottom. So we had to wait for that candle, the price action candle in yellow to finish. Whether the bulls were able to push that back up, and they were unsuccessful at pushing that back up. So your price action candle at 26.56 and 5758 is your price action real live candle. I'm just going to come over here to look at what's going on here with the CL. So we had a double bottom here at 1130. 1125. So from there, the market ran up to the resistance area and proceeded almost immediately putting in lower highs after that, right? So with that said, our resistance ceiling is dropping. Drop, drop, drop. So resistance is stronger than support. It's temporary support. The double bottom is a great place to look at your long targets from here, and entry roughly at this here spot, and we'll change that to here, was a perfect play that we recommend on a daily basis from the 23 to the 76. So we'll see if the market can continue taking out the lows, and you always have to look left. So this year market has taken this year out so far. We'll come back to that after. So let's zoom in. We're going to tackle the ES last. We're going to zoom in on your YM. That's the chart on the right. So we had mentioned that this year was the support area and that the target area was here at our caution line earlier. And so they just came right to the target area. And this year put in a support basis back to 7 a.m., right back here. We normally like to see the bodies of the candles, so that starts a little higher up. And you remember that blue arrow we had talked about? So the market walking us sideways, to say the least, is certainly walking sideways. The smaller amount that the market can come down into support. So when support starts going like this, then we look at our long targets, and they become from the red arrow, and then your 38.2 right here. But your moving average alignment is to the downside. So it's easier to make money with the trend because we look for the lows to continue to be taken out. Now, when the market walks us sideways, of course, that takes longer to see, but as long as you can see your pullback. So you can make money in either direction, providing you trade your plan. So we're going to zoom out of here, and we'll see, here's your CL over here, that's doing that same little thing, that you just don't have moving average alignment to the downside yet. You'll look for each and every candle to take out the lows, and not take out the highs, or vice versa, depending on which way you want to trade. Let's zoom in on the center chart. And we had mentioned the support area, and we have that in Arctic Cat and Kawasaki dirt bike colors, lime green. So we had talked about the support area. So earlier, probably pretty near 2 hours ago, we had talked about the diagonal being retested. And the market just cannot get down there. However, you do have moving average alignment to the downside, and you have lower highs on your MACD. So here's the MACD at the top of your chart. This cross here is lower than this one, indicating we should go short. Like I say, with the trend, it's easier to make money. Okay, chart in the center. Chart in the center, we had this here white line on here. We wanted that retested. It is a higher low so far, so be careful. We're looking at targets down here, 1800.00. It's only from resistance. It's only 21 points. Fair dollar on that market, yes. 50 bucks a point. Okay, chart on your right. Right into that support area, still challenging support. Okay, and we'll show you the targets later. And chart on the left, CL, favorite. CL also challenging their support area here. Resistance still running to the downside. Now the EMA has pulled down through, and I'm just going to use this here little arrow right here. EMA has pulled down through the SMA. The SMA is almost flat. You can trade in either direction and make a fair dollar. Scalping. Now it's alignment to the downside. Easier to make money with moving average alignment, smaller moving average on one side or the other of the larger moving average. In this case, this is a SMA 200, being the larger moving average. It's almost flat, so we can almost ignore it. Okay, not quite, but almost. And we'll come back and keep you updated in a little while, quarter of an hour, half an hour. Okay, it's almost 2:30. We'll do a quick update here. CL on the left-hand side of your chart, tackling that double bottom support area we had mentioned. Moving average alignment here. All right, moving average alignment is your friend. All right about there. Is your market pulled up? Grab the hold of the EMA, take the child by the hand, lead it into greener pastures. All right, let's look at your other charts. ES in the center. We'll tackle YM in a second. We talked about targets also. The white diagonal not only being retested, but now we're going to retest that from the bottom side. All right. The diagonal is broke to the downside. Now we look for the market to retest. You're going to look left. Market leaves clues. We use the fibs here a lot. So we'll just look for that area right there to hold as resistance. You're trading now with the trend. You had the opportunity to trade and make money in both directions. The trend is easier to make money. Going to look left. We're going to put the crosshairs on here, and I'll put the A so you can follow the crosshair. This here bottom right here is what we want to take out on the ES. They're challenging it right now. Let's see some follow through to 1800.00. It's a good deal of money. Let's see if we can get it. All right, let's look at your YM. YM here, resistance, support and resistance at the top of your chart. The market gave it a little bump here, trying to get up through there unsuccessfully. This was a pullback to your 61.8% here at 15,693. Resistance held, that's what we wanted. The market is re-challenging the bottom part of that support. Again, moving average alignment here. That's your friend. Once it's got your back, once it takes a hold there, it works very nicely. So we're at this here double bottom. Remember the number. Sorry about that. It's not the birds, it's an alarm clock. Okay. It has to take out this low over here. Whether you use a 3-minute chart, a 4-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, that bottom is all the same. Okay. Okay, although it won't be a straight line, chart in the center, we're looking for 1800.00. Market's not there. It does have a couple more barriers to go through. YM on your right-hand side. Somebody has asked for a screenshot. The target is just coming into view, 15,437. We want you to lock in money when the market gets there from your positive entries at your moving average, at or near, or in this case, above your moving average to go short, below your moving averages to go long. Just keep that little nugget in the back of your mind. When you're using moving averages, trade short from above your moving average, better deal. From below your moving average to go long. Okay, looking at support, the yellow and black horizontal being tested. We want to see the market put a candle body down below. Not getting that. We're getting a push to the upside. This will take out stops. Very careful. Okay, CL doing much the same. Chart on the left. Challenge that double bottom support area and just running right back there to our support and resistance. If support and resistance can hold, and that's your moving average, the blue being tested from the bottom side. That's your moving average, in this case, resistance. We'll see what takes place. Chart in the center. Chart in the center. We'll tackle the other two. Chart in the center we were looking for 1800. Not going to happen. We had also mentioned this ran right back to, that's a stop killer. That's just take you out in the money, but out. All right, chart on the right, same thing. The YM, $5 a tick. Add them up. That's a 100 tick move. It's $500. You can't give all that much back. It's better to let the market take you out and then take a breather, right? Stop your back-to-back trading. Don't give all that money back. All right, you still have moving average alignment to the downside. However, this is a huge buy candle. And we'll look for the market to come back down to 15,505. We'll see if we can get that. It may not. So hopefully you were locked in the money. We had mentioned that earlier. All right, chart on the left, CL. Chart on the left, that had bounced up to that resistance area we had talked about, and your support and resistance. That works both ways, right? And this year has come back down a little more than 50% of the green candle. I have the crosshairs on the green candle, and so that's why we say your stop should go about 60%, 65% of the larger candles. So your stop managing this year with your stops to the downside, you'd have that locked in. All right. That's about it. Stop killer, we had mentioned. That would take out your stops. There you go. Okay, here we are, 2:47 Thursday afternoon. And we talked about the stop killer. That is an engulfing candle on a larger time frame. So we talked about the stop killer, and so be it. Lots of momentum to the upside. You are not holding on to short positions with that much momentum from support. Start on the ES in the center. Even though the target was not reached, you had lots of opportunity to make money in either direction. This is a support area, and the market doesn't always go to target. Okay, chart on the left, CL. Double bottom support area did hold after all. And we're going to show you something else just before I go. And all we do is we just take this here guy and double him up. Support area. And we drop him down that one with your support area is larger than it sometimes appears. So let's just move this here over to the right hand side, then we'll look at your YM. So we'll just take this here to about, say 3 o'clock, maybe 3:09. All right, so that's your support. All right, this here breaks your downtrend, and here's your support and resistance. And for those of you that are applying your fibs for an upper move, you had to act fast. okay? Or lock in your short position so the market would take you out in the money. Let's look at your YM. Remember S&R? We talked about it. We wanted to see the market not go way up there to obtain your targets farther to the downside. However, 437 almost made 437, not quite, and that spun around at support. So support is very you trade long at support, or hang on to your short positions from above support. We had talked about the best place to enter short is above your moving averages. So if you had traded from above your moving averages and you locked in using your stops, the market would take you out in the money. All right. Now there's another technique that we use to reverse. I'm not going to go into that right now. All right. What did we say we were going to look at? Oh yeah, the CL, and we talked about that. So this here's a nice run to the upside. Those of you that are in the room, you know how to put your retracement fibs to the upside and your extension targets and so on. So we had mentioned the chart in the center, our white diagonal. We wanted to retest that from the downside. That would have to hold for resistance to go to those targets farther down to the downside. It didn't work. It doesn't always. Till next time, trade well, my friends. And once again, let me repeat, you are not short any longer. Time is up. My name's Dale Elliott. Contact us. Echotraders.com.